Okay, let's just be honest. So many MacBook accessories are a complete waste of money. These aren't. They're the most essential, high quality and best value upgrades for your MacBook. I've relied on every single one of them for years, and I spent weeks researching to double check they're not just good for me, but trusted by thousands of people online. Oh, and 0% of this video is sponsored. Everything here I bought myself. Actually, I had to buy this first one twice. You'll see why in a sec. But at around $30, the Tomahawk laptop sleeve is the best laptop sleeve I've ever owned. You see, I used to just buy the cheapest sleeves I could find, but they all have the same problem. Because they're built for all kinds of laptops, they almost never fit MacBooks properly, since many Windows laptops are bulkier at the same screen size. This one's different. It's designed specifically for MacBooks, and you can pick your exact model before checkout. Point being, it fits perfectly. I literally cut one of these in half just to show you how snug my MacBook fits inside. Yep, that's where the second one went. Sadly wasn't covered by their warranty. The sleeve does all the basics you'd expect for this price. Super soft microfiber inside, thick bumpers for solid drop protection, they came around 5 feet, and a reassuring weight. I mean, it just feels premium. But what really sets this apart are 3 details. For starters, they've added this extra pocket with a small strap to attach stuff like an AirTag or keys. There's also a thick inner bumper edge, which is super important so that the zipper never actually touches and scratches your MacBook. Oh, and this is a YKK zipper, which, if you're into the zipper game, I mean, who's not? You know, that's the gold standard. It's not what many laptop sleeves have. Plus, this whole thing's water repellent. Oh, and it's this extra pocket where I always carry my 3 essentials when on the go. This tiny gadget, my USB-C hub, and my external drive. Because hardly ever do I recommend Apple's storage upgrades when buying a Mac. You can save so much money by just going with the base model and adding a high quality external SSD. But there are a few pitfalls, and one big reason to actually keep away from buying an external drive right now. We'll get there. But before, I've been using this Samsung T7 drive for years, and it's simply the easiest recommendation for a couple of reasons. It's super fast. On paper, up to 1,000 megabytes a second. I usually get around 800 to 900. Just for context, this perfectly matches the max speed of the MacBook Neo's USB-C port and is plenty fast for file storage, Time Machine backups, or even video editing. Plus, you get the right cables in the box. Actually, 2 of them that support the max speed, which isn't always the case. And it's super compact, one of the smallest and lightest drives you can buy. It sits at roughly 70 grams. But most importantly, the T7 is consistently one of the best rated drives out there on a massive scale, and I've never had a single issue with mine. But if you want something even tougher, the T7 Shield is basically the exact same drive, but just steps up the drop protection from 2 to 3 meters and adds an IP65 rating for water and dust resistance. But it does cost a bit more, which brings me to the elephant in the room, because right now is probably the worst time to buy any external drive. Check this out. The T7 Shield literally more than doubled in price over the past year. That's because of a parts shortage driven by demand from AI data centers. So if you can wait, you probably should. Luckily, USB-C hubs and adapters are the complete opposite. There's 2 fairly priced ones I'd recommend, depending on which ports you need. One for $50 and a budget option for as little as $14. That's the Ugreen Revodoc 6-in-1. It's the hub I use and that I recommend to most people. 3 things that make it way more premium than the $14 price. First, we get 4 USB ports, 2 USB-A, 2 USB-C, all at full 10 gigabit speeds. Point being, fast enough for the T7. At this price, half of that would be normal. Second, there's a dedicated USB-C port for power, which is also rare at this price, but important because it keeps the hub fully powered even when there are lots of accessories connected. Plus, charges your MacBook at around 80 watts in my testing. Third, the HDMI port can push up to 4K at 60 Hz, while most budget hubs cut that in half to 30, which is almost unusable. But there are 2 reasons to skip this one. If you need an SD card slot or Ethernet because it simply doesn't have any. For about $30 more, we get that with the Anker 8-in-1 USB-C hub. We still get those fast USB ports at 10 gigabits per second, although there's one less USB-C port. But we keep the pass-through charging at again up to 80 watts, and there's that additional SD card slot plus an Ethernet port. Solid deal. Just like the Belkin MagSafe mount, the third tool that's always in my laptop sleeve, because it replaces the need for any external webcam and still makes you look much better than most of them ever could. Of course, provided you already own an iPhone. The way this thing works is you just slap it onto the back of your iPhone, it attaches with MagSafe, and you can prop it up on the top of your MacBook. It connects wirelessly, you can choose it in any video calling app settings, and it just looks great because it uses your iPhone's main camera sensor. What's more, we gain features like center stage, so the camera automatically follows you around, and desk view, which I have yet to find a proper use for. Of course, you don't have to buy this mount to use this. You can place your iPhone anywhere and even walk around with it while it's on the call. But it just makes it easier and doubles as a phone grip and phone stand. Oh, and it's super soft silicone, just feels really nice. But we can't talk about the perfect setup without talking about ergonomics, because out of the box, any laptop is a nightmare when it comes to that. That's why a laptop stand is a must, and there's two options I love. Again, one budget and one premium. Though it's not that spending more money necessarily gets you better quality, because the Soundance laptop stand is just under $20, and I didn't expect this to be one of the best ones I've ever used. I've been using it for a few months now, and the moment you pick it up, you realize it's rock solid. All metal with soft silicone padding for scratch protection, both on the top and underneath the base. It's way heavier than you'd expect, there is basically no wobble, and it goes high enough to bring the top of your screen to eye level. That's what we want. Plus, it comes with a tool to adjust the hinges. Only thing I don't like are the quite sharp edges. Just wouldn't risk a battle against my MacBook. But what if instead of $20, we pay $80? We get this, the 12 South Curve Flex. It's kind of the opposite of the Soundance stand because it's super lightweight, about 30% lighter, while still feeling premium and rock solid. I've read about some issues with 16-inch laptops, but I couldn't confirm that, and I've had no problems with my 14-inch MacBook Pro. It also comes with a tool to tighten the hinges if they ever get too loose, and it goes even higher than the Soundance, raising the top of your screen up to 50 centimeters. But the main reason I use this, apart from the cool design, is that it folds almost flat and comes with this carry bag in the box. Point being, it's both stable and portable, which is a mix you don't usually get with laptop stands. So if that rare mix is what you're after, it is worth the insane price of $80, which also explains why it's sold by Apple. So yeah, seems like Tim trusts this one too. Which reminds me, there's one accessory most videos like this one completely ignore, although it's actually the cheapest of them all. A good cleaning cloth. It's not just to keep your MacBook looking new and shiny, but you should also clean it frequently to prevent trapped dirt from scratching your display. And no, you don't need the $20 Apple polishing cloth. Sure, it's good, but Apple literally says any soft, lint-free microfiber cloth will do, which just happens to be this Amazon Basics microfiber cloth. You can actually get a 24-pack of these for $10. Add a bit of water, distilled if you want to be extra safe, slightly dampen the cloth, and gently wipe down the screen. That's literally all I've done for years to keep my MacBook looking new and shiny. Definitely worth having. Which can't be said about these accessories: a keyboard cover and screen protector. You'll find out how they can actually damage your MacBook in this video here. Alright, I will see you there. Thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day.